anyway, this is Latoya.
I'm Lex.
I'm Jay.
I'm Darren.
Okay.
Well, so this is our first episode of Healing with Friends. So it was a late night, impromptu decision to go ahead and record tonight, and because we was having such a great conversation. But what we're gonna do is talk about things like kind of like who we are as people, and like what we've learned and how we healed from our past and how we are these brand new rock star kick-ass people. Right?
Amen.
Amen. So, Alexis, who are you? Like, we have to decide, like, or describe who you are. Who would you say?
I'm a child of God. I'm a child of Cindy. I'm a child of Brian. I don't know. I don't have no just real in-depth insight on who I am, but I'm trying to. I did have a moment where I was like, who am I? You know? But I didn't have no answer. So you're going to have to like ask me that in a year, because I don't really know. I can tell you what my identifiers are, but like who I am, I don't know.
Maybe you know, you just don't know how to put it into words. Right? Do y'all feel like I have that same problem?
I'm still searching, so.
Because, like, I don't know what adjectives are you supposed to use when you're describing who you are. I feel like that's such a loaded statement because people are so complex, you know?
What comes top of mind?
The top of my mind, when you ask me who I am, man, I instantly think about what I do. And I try not to find my identity in what I do. Because when that is taken from you, then who the hell are you? You know, so. But
I would even say in your case it's a little different simply because what you do, you're working for yourself. So while that doesn't necessarily identify you, it does make you kind of different from the rest of us, per se.
But I wasn't always working for myself. So, like, when I got fired from my job, I found so much comfort and I found so much validation in what I was doing. You know, like, I was like, oh, well, I was a TV producer. I had my own show on the local TV. So I was putting people's business on there, you know what I'm saying? I was important. Like, I was an important person. Like, I remember me introducing myself to somebody and they were like, oh yeah, I know who you are. And it was like, okay, you know who I am, you know, and it puffs up the head. But like when that's taken from you and you get fired, now who are you? And now what do you do? What's your importance now, you know? So
well, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I kind of know what Barron was asking when he asked you that question, or when he said that. But like in reality, you kind of are sometimes like you are your job when that's all you do, right? That's so if that's what makes life for you, you kind of get in that mindset of I am my job. My job makes me, because you're not living life outside of your job.
Right. So
do you feel like at that point that you wasn't living life outside of your job?
I wasn't. I didn't have a life outside of my job because I would go to work at 7 in the morning. I was supposed to get off at 2. I would get off at 5 or 6. And then after that, I would be so like, I literally would be sitting down all day. But I would be so mentally tired that I didn't have anything else left for anybody else. And so like, I remember when we was talking about premonitions, I remember like getting a sign that day that I was gonna be fired or whatever.
So you remember like having the premonition that you was gonna get fired?
I was on my way to work and I said, I wonder what it's gonna be like my last day to work. Like what is they gonna be like driving up here, you know what I'm saying, on the last day. And I started thinking like, oh, excuse me, I was like, oh, I'll probably work here. I'll probably do the show for probably like 5 years, you know, and I'll probably do this and that and that and this or whatever. And like, God just had other plans. Like, in that day, the people called me in the office and said, Miss Tucker. They called me Miss Tucker. I said, oh.
So I like when you first decided to like say who you were. You incorporated your family. Like, I'm a daughter of, you know, your mom, and your daughter of your father. I feel like that is also a good way to recognize and honor our people, and that does make you who you are. But like, when I ask that question, like, what is your attributes? What do you like? You know, like, what are you into?
What am I into?
Right.
That's why I say I don't know, because I really have so much more to figure out, you know? Like, because after I've only been working for myself for a year. So I have so much more to figure out about myself, and since I'm like super young, I do nothing but work, and I do nothing but try to succeed. But I'm starting to think that that's my hobby. I'm starting to think that working is something that I like to do.
Check this out. So you said that you weren't sure if you could describe who you were because of you would automatically go to what you do. On the same token, you was also saying like the premonition that you got prior to you being fired.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of was like, damn, I thought this, and why would I think that? Yada yada yada. So,
yeah.
All right. If I'm a musician, and I consider myself a musician still, right? But I'm not active. I haven't played an instrument in a long time. But I love music, and I'm like a music geek, and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So, in theory, that describes me. If that's one characteristic of who I am. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me to describe myself, I'm gonna say I'm a musician.
Right.
You feel me? Or another characteristic would be like, shit, I'm a whatever XYZ hobby goes here. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever I am is who I am. It doesn't mean that's totally who I am, but that's who I am.
So who are you? So describe yourself. So how would you describe yourself?
Give me some pointers.
I'm a dope motherfucker. I like music. I like business. I like women. And all these things make me who I am. I'm like a nigga that's still, a person that's still seeking knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like on a daily basis, I'm hoping and seeking these things, and that helps me to figure out who I am in totality. So it's like an ongoing process.
See, this is my problem.
I'm an ever evolving person with a button on it. Yeah.
Does the things that you like and the things that you do really describe who you are? Or is who you are like, is it just bold adjectives like, okay, I am strong, I am black?
That should be one of the things that describe you. But the thing is, though, your job should not describe who you are as a person unless that's all you do. That's just straight up. But then at the same time, if that's all you're doing, you're still missing something in life because you're not meant to just work. You get what I'm saying?
But all those could also be who you are. Like, I'm also a son. I'm a brother. I'm a best friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm a loyal person. Like, if I really rock with you and I know you and I love you, then it's whatever. Like, it's always up. Like, you can get whatever I got and vice versa. Mm-hmm. All those things can describe who you are. You feel me? Like, I think who you are is like everything that encompasses what's under the umbrella of describing myself or ourselves type shit. So Toya can be like, I'm Toya and I'm a banking person. That doesn't mean that's the only thing that she is, but that means that's a part of what she is.
Right. Interesting.
Okay. That is interesting. Jay, who are you? Can you say who you are? Do you feel like you can describe yourself?
I mean, no, not anymore, because like everything right now is just boring to me. So I'm just learning who I am again and asking those questions, those big questions: what I like to do, what I like to be, what I want to dream to aspire.
That's where I'm at too, Jay.
But you guys are younger than us, so therefore, like, you still have that moment of learning and stuff, and I'm not trying to, sorry for even interrupting you, but like, I think that's good, because you realize that you don't know, if you realize that you don't know who you are, you realizing that there's something that needs to change for you to find out who you are. You get what I'm saying? So that's huge. Like, that's the biggest step right there. And then, like, I think, like, if you figure out who you are, you gotta embrace it, like, full-fledged. Like, okay, that's my next question. Do you guys feel like you guys are embracing life at this point?
I think
be your true divine self.
I think I am now, but I think that going back to that question about who you are, I think when I was working at the news station, I think that I asked myself who I was, and I didn't like the answer that I gave myself, and I feel like that's why now I'm reevaluating everything that I said I was and trying to be somebody else. Well, not somebody else, but trying to be a better version of that, because I didn't like who I was. Because that Alexis was literally a workaholic, attention whore, you know, like all these different things that I didn't like, that I didn't care for. So now, that's why I'm like, I really don't know who I am, because I'm trying to, you know, change that.
He wasn't trying to cut you off, but I'm just thinking, like, all right, I think that sometimes you can also, like, have an ideal of what it is to be such and such. So, i.e., I'm describing who I am again as a musician. So, in my mind, a musician might be somebody that's on the road every other day or every day, doing XYZ, eating at the fast food places, eating horribly, staying in hotel rooms, getting up, doing the shit the next day, yada, yada, yada. And that might not necessarily suit my personality.
Right.
You feel me? So that doesn't mean because my ideal of a musician isn't what my personality would want as a musician, that it's not like the same thing.
Right.
I get that. Okay, so let me answer that question, and then we can jump on to other topics or further elaborate. So I would say for me, like you said, Alexis, you can use those attributes as I am a strong person. I'm a very loving person. I am a very creative person. Like, I love all things spiritual. I like learning more about spirituality. I like learning more about getting connected to God. I like learning more about, I love my family. I love learning about, you know, new things in my family, you know, like just learning you guys on a deeper level. I love learning new things, and I love business. I love making money. Like, those are like things that I feel like that kind of makes me like, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But you guys probably think I fight.
You literally, at the beginning of this, hit me in my back. Like, I said, why did you hit me so hard? You didn't have an answer.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
There you go.
But you're a hitter. Okay, got you.
But I love y'all. I mean, at the same time, I feel like that's make me, like, I mean, it's not something like I'm doing. I used to really think that, you know, for real, I used to really think like money and what you do makes you. But me being, you know, me being me, like, I find so much peace in that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing about all of us being true to ourselves, you find so much peace of mind, so much healing. And it doesn't matter if you know who you are, who you're not. You know, I think the first part of actually loving yourself to the fullest is to figure out who you are and what you like, what you don't like, what your boundaries are, what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy.
And it's cool to change that shit.
Right, because we're changing every day. You're never gonna live the same thing.
That's why I made a blanket statement and just said I'm a dope motherfucker. Because, like, I could break that shit down to the very morsel of what it means. You feel me? But I'm ever evolving too. I don't, like, my grandma was 95, and I don't think she knows who she is from today till tomorrow. You feel me? Like, and she, like, it's just like, man, you always gonna keep evolving. Like, who you are could be based on what your mood is for that day.
Right.
Okay. So, Alexis, you pick the next question or the next topic.
I don't even have no topics. Do you guys think that Say I instantly go to business because that's all I do all day.
Man, run it. What's up?
Do you guys think that this business owner wave, like everybody's wanting to be a business owner, everybody's wanting to be their own boss and everything like that, like everybody's just wanting to have something for their own. Do you guys think that like everybody's supposed to do that, or do you think that like that's just a wave? And like,
I think I'm gonna go first on this. I think it's a wave, and I think that I ain't shitting on nobody for what they got going, but everybody ain't gonna be successful with that. That's just the law of averages, unfortunately. That's life.
that's very true.
But I'm kind of indifferent
But
about
hold on,
that because.
I'm sorry, let me finish my point. And no disrespect, but like it's like, man, I feel like everybody is just like not. Some people ideas aren't concrete, and you can tell when it's a fly by night like idea versus like some shit you really put thought into.
Right. And
I feel like sometimes with like persons like myself and Toya, we've been figuring things out for years, and I ain't gonna say I'll say it. We put more effort into what we trying to do. Or what we are doing, you feel me? Like other than people like because they went with their move because it was a COVID situation, they can get free money and blah. And it's like both things can work. I'm not saying they can't, but it's like, man, if you ain't got your plan executed and planned out like that, or you ain't got like a real perpetual emotion behind your plan, then your plan ain't gonna do shit.
Okay, let me ask this question. Let's circle this with like growth. So, do I feel like everybody needs to have a business? No. Do I feel like everybody can have a successful business? If you work hard, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think that if the question, I would kind of twist it to be, Alexis, if I had to ask a question, is like, do you feel like these people are being their authentic self and they're being who they are? Like, this is just their expression of who they are as a person? Are you feeling like that these people are faking and they're just having any kind of business? Or do you feel like these people are actually trying to like be their authentic self? This is their expression of life. This is how they express
maybe they figuring out who they are via their business.
I really don't think that, like, I really think that a lot of people who are just popping up and just doing stuff is because of, I seen somebody on here and they were selling, I said websites. They were selling websites. And so now I'm finna go on YouTube and I'm finna try to make a website. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that it works for you. And I don't think that anyone is putting purpose behind it. And I feel like purpose is what's gonna drive what you're trying to do. Like, if it's not in your purpose, it's not gonna work. I don't care. I don't care how hard you work. I don't care what you do. I don't care how hard you market. It might have some success, but it'll never have the success that you think it's gonna have because that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Check this out. So that goes back to the whole original question, right? Of who you are.
Yeah, that does
Straight
matter
up.
to you.
Like, am I tripping? Like,
No.
that goes back to that question. Who are you? Because both points are amazing because, all right, you can say I'm selling donuts or whatever, but if I really don't love donuts like that and I really ain't
put your all into that.
Yeah, you like if I'm going with my moves just to hit a lick, then that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And let's be honest about it. You feel me? Like that's like even with dating somebody, like don't give me your representation, show me who you really are. Let's actually really run it and figure out who you are as a person.
Representation.
Okay, so my question, since
I'm going now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. They say he has to say.
My bad, sir.
Alexis, and I do think it's about a purpose thing.
I can't call you Alexis. Alexis.
He's talking.
My bad.
It is about finding a purpose and going that way. And luck does play a factor because luck will guide you in a sense. Because you would be lucky if you're going the right way, I feel like, just to lead you.
Yeah, I think God gives you blessings when you're on the right path. And then, because your blessing, your luck could be like, I'm passionate about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the difference between luck and passion?
No, like that could be.
It could be one and the same, right?
Yeah, I'm just passionate about what I do. So since I'm so passionate about it, I'm gonna, do this thing. Like I agree.
I think sometimes with those businesses, like, some people just get blessed and like that's their natural gift, and again, that goes back to who we are, to tie it back into the same. That should be the great title for this particular episode. Who are you?
Who are you?
You're welcome. Anyway, I think that sometimes, like, man, it'd be like, you could be like, to be extreme and use my example, you could be a babbling idiot, but you could really like love whatever it is that you decide to do. And you could love it so much that you make it dope and people gravitate to it and you make it a business. And that was never your intention. It could be luck, you feel me? Or it could just be like, that's what you are ordained or blessed or gifted to do. And it can all like circle back into who you are. And you could stumble up on doing some dope shit and you didn't have no plans of doing it. Versus somebody else that could be working hard to like pursue their gift and their dreams and their ideas. And two things can be true. They can both work out because it's the passion that kind of like balances that out.
Okay, I got something I want to piggyback on. So for me, in my business, I feel like at one point in my life, I used to be posting these like inspirational messages. And so I used to be on like my Instagram, and people used to like just be like replying, like especially women, telling me like their story, like, oh my gosh, this is so touching to me because this was my situation and I blah blah blah. And so then I was like, dang, why I keep attracting like
Hurt women.
hurt women? And then I realized, well, maybe God is trying to tell me to switch it, and like maybe you need to actually work with women or help women heal. And so that's why I came with my business, because of the fact that it was something that that God gave me. That's how I know it's going to be such a blessing, because I feel like my gifts to this world is that I'm a healer. And so because I mean, in any way I decide to heal people and follow that passion of me healing people or working with people, I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to be ordained. I'm going to be lucky. It's going to bring me abundance in any way possible. Like, do you guys feel like you have a story like that? Or like how you fell into your situation? Even if it's work, like...
I definitely, like, with the festival that I do, I definitely, like, when I went to school, I never had in mind. I don't think anybody just wakes up and say, I'm going to throw a festival. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a festival, because it's not something that's just like, you know how you go to these things that are already established, and until you get, you know how you go and look in the mirror and you look at yourself and say, dang, that's me. And you had that moment of like self-realization. You're not just going to go to a Walmart and just think about, hey, like somebody really had to sit down and plan this and build this and do this. Like, right. And so I feel like that's the same thing with the festival. So that's how I know that Jesus had to have given me that idea to do the festival, because it wasn't something that I wanted to do. You know, and we were talking about premonitions earlier, just hearing, you know, things in your mind, either whether they be in your mind or your heart, and going ahead and pursuing them, and how it's just kind of important. So I really feel like had he not said, hey, go ahead and do this festival, and this is how you're going to do it, and this is what the purpose is going to be, this is who it's going to serve. Had he not went ahead and said that, like, I definitely wouldn't have did that, like, at all.
I think that all that be preordained or predestined, or whatever you want to look at it, though. Mm-hmm. Like, all my partners play the instruments, right? Everybody I've ever really had as a friend, for the most part, plays like music in some capacity. Mm-hmm. I would say 95% of my friends that I've ever known my whole life. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so it's like, and I've always gravitated to music and shit like that too. So it's like, is that not an anomaly or like a sign or some type of gravitational pull? You feel me? Or even when
it's your frequency. It's the frequency that you're on. God,
even like, since you was a little kid though,
I mean that's your frequency.
It's like, man, like everybody I'm cool with, bro. Like I be thinking about that all the time. Like it's not by happenstance that all my friends are in some way or another. That's like that was our initial bond. Even if they still ain't messing with it, that was our initial thing that we had in common. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. So, okay. What about you, man? I don't want to count you out.
Oh, nothing to that.
Jason, he's over
They sit back and dropping gems when necessary.
Okay. So, do you feel like you're comfortable of showing people your true, authentic self?
No. People not gonna be able to handle it.
Why? Are you not able to handle it? Are you not able to handle the reaction of people, what people is going to give you?
Man, I don't think you really supposed to show nobody your true authentic self. I don't think so.
Why?
Because like my mama has always said, leave a little something to the imagination. So like I don't think that it's not that I don't think that people deserve it, but I think that with me not ever wanting to be a burden on nobody, that I don't ever want to just like put too much on them and be like, hey, this how this person is. I don't know. So
my granddaddy said, if you dress up all the time, you look coming. Those are bars. Let that marinate.
It's a word.
If you dress up all the time, you look coming. So I don't think I think that you can put shit right in front of people's face and they not really take heed to what you got going. So you can always show somebody who you are, excuse me, without announcing, hey, this is me, check me out. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you can show them, you can put it right in their face, make it plain to the regular naked eye, and then you ain't gotta really like do a song and dance about it. And it's like if they rocking with it, they rocking with it, but you ain't gotta be overkill with showing them who you are.
But honestly,
but you can't say nobody would lie to you either. I ain't fake on you about who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so let me drop my 2 cents. I do think that you should be comfortable with showing people who you are as a person, your true authentic self. If they can't handle you for who you are, then they don't need to be around you.
But hold on, because
so
with the field that I'm in, I can't do that all the time.
But you don't have to show them everything.
That's
you get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying show your followers or all of that, but you should be able to show me. I should be able to be in this room, having a conversation, and be comfortable who you are.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And you supposed like, because we're that close, so I'm supposed to be able to. You're supposed to feel comfortable with me to show me who you are. I don't want you to hide it. It's okay to keep some stuff to yourself. I mean, I feel like like your mom always used to tell me, your right hand gotta know what your left hand doing. You get what I'm saying? But
she said that a lot.
So at the end of the day, you don't have to always show everybody everything. But when it's time to, you shouldn't be afraid or have any type of fear behind showing.
Okay. So that's your real question. Are you afraid to show people who you are?
Are you like, I guess so. Like, I'm not saying should you like, well, but yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, are you afraid to show people who you really are? Like, in the case of, like, if you like certain things, like, say if you into a certain genre of music and everybody in this room is into this genre, are you like, oh, I like that one too? Or are you like, no, I don't really mess with that one. This is the one I do. And are you comfortable with standing on it if everybody in the room would say, nah, that's horrible, that's terrible? Are you able to stand on that and be comfortable with yourself to say, it's okay that you guys don't like that, but this is what I like, and I mean, I can respect what you like, and this is what I like.
I don't do that at all because I'm a people pleaser. So like, if somebody don't like something around me, like, I'm not gonna do it. And so I feel like they go all the way back to the first question of who are you? So hi, I'm Alexis and I'm a people pleaser. Like, that's who I am. But I'm trying to change that because, like, for example, I love what's the proper term? I love pop music. Okay. So like the alternative rock, I love that type of music. But my boyfriend, not a fan of it. He don't really know the songs like I know, but I get in a mood where I really want to listen to pop music. Mm-hmm. So when I'm around him, which is 24/7, when do I have time to listen to pop music if he don't like it? Then I got to a point where it came on Apple Music or something like that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it on this song because I want to listen to this song. This is during the remaking of the new Alexis. I'm gonna leave it on this song because I want to listen to this song, and he ended up liking it. So it made me put my people pleasing ways aside and really made me open up my, hey, let me introduce you to new things, which I love to do to people. Let me introduce you to new things, Alexis. So
that's the dope part about saying who you are, though. Because you can have all these goddamn misconceptions and preconceptions, and things can be preconceived, and you can be like so timid and like this, and we all do it. So let's keep it a buck. Like we all be like so apprehensive to be like, yeah, I love pop music. I like 80s pop music. I like all pop music, straight up.
So much.
But I love 80s pop music. So I might listen to Madonna. And I grew up when boys was trying to be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was a gangster and all that. But it's like, man, now it's like, man, yeah, if I'm with my people, whoever my people is, and I want to hear this song that I really love, I'm going to listen to the song. And it's like, man, you rocking with it. You rocking with it. If you're not, you're not.
But is that selfish?
No, it's like, that's what I feel like doing if I'm in control of the situation.
Do you put your,
is it selfish? Yes, but is it not?
Okay, but if you're not being selfish,
that don't make no sense, Jay.
Because you gotta be okay. You be selfish to harm yourself just like that, but to deny yourself, right?
Right.
That is denying yourself
right.
for others.
It ain't like you.
Okay, healing with friends or cousins.
Cousins.
With cousins. Which yeah, I feel like I'm a people pleaser, so I really try not to be selfish. Like, if I'm around you, it's like I had a setting of where I'm finna turn on Toya. You know what I'm saying? Or okay, I'm finna turn on Mama. I'm finna turn on Roger. And if I'm around all of y'all, okay, I'm finna turn on all three of y'all. And I'm gonna do something that's in the very similar of what would please all of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I think
you shouldn't do that though, because at the end of the day, are you doing what makes Alexis happy?
I think
or are you doing what makes other people happy? Because when you live for yourself, you don't live for when you live for other people, you don't have time to live for yourself at the end of the day, which leaves you what? Sad, depressed, like you feeling some type of lack, you feeling some type of hurt, because at the end of the day, we came in this world for us to feel comfortable and for us to have love from other people. We want people, I'm sure each and every one of you guys can say, hey, I want somebody to know me the inside out. That's why you want to find a mate most of the time, because you want somebody to understand and recognize who you are as a person, and you want them to respect that. But you can get that out of your friends too. You don't have to wait to meet this mate to do that. Like, you should be able, Jay, to come to me and say, this is what I got going on, and it's comfortable. Like, you're not, no judgment. And Baron, same thing. Alexa, same thing. I don't care if I ain't talked to you in years or I talk to you every day. You should have some type of, you should be comfortable of sharing that with with somebody that you're close with. And that's what we yearn for. We yearn for some kind of that deep connection. And if you're not showing nobody who you are and you're afraid to think about it, because that person you see a picture of your people pleaser for, they're comfortable with showing you that who they are, because that's why you being a people pleaser, and you looking at them like, dang, you're really, really comfortable, but you're not comfortable. And so why are you not comfortable, but it's okay for them to be comfortable? Right. And why are you saying that I'm gonna deny me for them when they already told you, hey, I'm comfortable of being an asshole, being sweet or whatever they are? They're comfortable. Why is it so hard for you to be comfortable?
You can be accommodating without being like a pushover. You feel me? Or not even a pushover. You don't have to deny yourself to accommodate. Like, we from the South. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, we're generally nice people. If you come in my house, I'm gonna offer you something to eat, something to drink, whatever. I'm gonna make sure you're good. Right. But that don't mean I'm gonna allow you to come in my house and start just tearing my shit off the walls because I'm trying to be nice to you. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It's like there's a balance, bro. Like, I don't have to deny who I am. Like, I don't want you to come in my house and tear my shit up.
So, that's having boundaries.
Yeah, but
you're not going.
That's where it's going. Yeah. What are your boundaries? You know what I'm saying? Because if you do have boundaries,
and what aspect?
Right. And where do they lie?
This is your question. In what aspect are you asking me what are my boundaries? Because I can tell you in a lot of instances what are my boundaries.
But I feel like.
But what's the applicable one to the time that you're in, the moment that you're in?
Yeah.
So
what I'm learning in this life, in this lifetime, where I'm at right now, is the fact that I have to be comfortable, and if it doesn't make me comfortable, I'm not gonna be in that situation.
But see,
those are my boundaries.
I feel like that's kind of selfish, though.
That's not selfish, because at the end of the day, I have been one of those people who have give, and then I get depleted, and I have nobody to come fill me up. So therefore, I have to be protective of my own energy, and because I am protective of my own energy, guess what? If you doing some stuff that I know that's gonna take me years to get over with, or I know that you're the type of person that every time I see you got something negative to say, guess what? I can't be around that. That's my boundaries. I gotta step away. I have to be comfortable. My boundaries are: am I comfortable? Yes or no?
It can, Alexis, it can come off like selfish, but I'm not gonna sacrifice. I'm never gonna sacrifice me for you.
Right.
And that's self-preservation 101. That's human nature. And you can be madly in love with somebody, or you can have kids, parents, whoever. You should never sacrifice yourself for the next person.
But you know what?
Straight
That's
up.
honestly not how I was raised. Like, going all the way back to my grandma, to our grandma. That's not what she did. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there was times like where Medea wanted to lay down, or she wanted to sit down, or she wanted to not do something. But if you were in Medea's presence, like, she was gonna see how could she serve you, how could she help you?
But that's your view, because it's plenty of times I've heard her tell your sister no. She didn't tell me no. She didn't tell Jay no. You get what I'm saying? So at some point, those was her boundaries too, to say no.
I feel like she did have a lot of boundaries, but I also feel like that she was more of a people pleaser and a server. You know what I'm saying? A person that was trying to really.
But maybe that's her purpose. Maybe that was how God wanted her to live in her purpose. That's not your purpose. You can't take on somebody else's purpose. You gotta live in your own.
But that goes back to frequency, though. Like, if that happened in my lifetime and that's what I experienced,
ain't that the frequency right now? Is that the frequency right now? Or is
I think so.
Well,
because like with my field,
I think it's a core value, right?
Yeah.
Like my mom the same way. Mom, you can totally know this. My mom will do whatever to the max. You feel me?
Right.
Maybe like, and at what point does it become like I'm doing too much versus I'm trying to be like a nice person, or
and that's kind of like with my mama too.
Person, though.
Right.
I was just talking about with my mama, like she's gonna try to serve you.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, you can have core value and you can still put parameters around shit. It's like, again, we all.
But how do you do that?
So like setting your boundaries, honey. Like, you cannot live for other people. When you decide that I'm more important, when you die alone. You came in this world, you came in alone. You didn't come in with these other people. So you have to realize that you walk in this life alone. At the end of the day, you may decide to pick up a couple people along the way, but if anything happens to those people, you continue to walk this walk alone, right? Mm-hmm. So therefore, that means that at some point, God was a little selfish when He said, "Hey, you coming in here alone." He didn't say, "Hey, you coming in here with 4 or 5 other people." You didn't have. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like, you gotta understand, you're gonna be selfish at some point because you are in this thing alone. And sometimes when you're by yourself, you're dealing with what's inside. I understand what you're saying about your grandmother. Mm-hmm. She my grandmother. I had another grandmother that did the same thing. I had 2 grandmothers that act the same way. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I could take on that, but when I look at, like, what did it get them? You know what I'm saying? How far did they get? Like, I've seen Medea cry a couple times. Oh, so hurt my feelings. You get what I'm saying?
That, yeah.
So I don't want to be in that situation when I'm constantly letting somebody hurt my feelings. I want to be in a situation where I put up some type of boundaries where they can't do that. Right. Because you can learn from that person's mistake. Even though I feel like Medea was a godsend to me, and I love her to death, and I honor her as much as I can honor her, I still can learn from her flaws. I can still learn from her mistake and grow. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's all about core value, your own parameters, and who you are, and shit evolves. You feel me? Like,
definitely evolves.
I'm not at the core of me and Toya friendship, kinship, whatever. Like, we have very similar core values. You feel me? We got very similar core values where we generally think alike, and we know, like, what's going to be, like, within the realms of being okay and not okay type shit. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, you also figure out boundaries. We figure out boundaries with each other. We figure out boundaries with the world at large. And then we figure out the boundaries that will let somebody try to penetrate our force field, excuse me, and like what's okay with us as a unit and what's not, you feel me? So it's like, man, like you can have strong core values, bro, and you don't have to necessarily live life the exact same way that your forefathers did, because time and life evolves, you feel me?
Mm-hmm. Jay, do you have boundaries?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I say no to everybody.
That's boundaries.
But I also I do give people stuff though.
I mean, but that's okay. I think it's absolutely okay. I'm a giver, but then I realize that there's a balance in this world, and so if I give and you just take, I'm not gonna continue to give. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Like, it's Christmas, so I came into today thinking like, you know, I'm probably not gonna get a lot of gifts, but I want to make people have blessed me in the past, and I want to make sure everybody had like something decent from me, because I know like everybody I have done something for, or like got something for, I know that it like they have gone above and beyond. You have gone above and beyond for me. Baron has gone above and beyond for me. Alexis, you have too, and so like I just wanted to make sure like let me just send this love, because this is how I show up. I almost like to trick on people, like, because I'm gonna make sure you're happy. Like, okay, go ahead. You know,
and be out here looking stupid, no money.
Huh?
I said, and I be out here looking stupid, no
I
money.
don't know. I don't never be stupid, but shit, if I love you, I may give you a little something. Like, oh, that person gonna like this. I mean, but then at the same time, I have my boundaries too. Like, if I feel like, shit, if you ain't never did nothing for me, then I mean,
and you ain't gonna go broke behind trying to do something. Like, yeah, it's like, man,
no.
Like, I give anybody my last, but I don't really want to.
Right.
Yeah.
I give it if you absolutely need it, dog. You of course, especially like you my partner, and I love you, you my friend. Because at this point in life, all my friends is like family, for real.
And all your exes live in Texas at this point.
Damn near. But it'd be like, I still like, dog, if you absolutely need it, if you caught me in a jam, that's different. But if it's just like, man, you need something, I ain't gonna give you my last, but I'm gonna make sure you good. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make sure you straight, but I ain't gonna compromise me for you. And that's not selfish. That's life. That's surviving. You feel me? Like, and if anybody says that's not survival, then you sleep. You feel me? Like,
here's an interesting topic.
What's that?
Okay.
Survival
Other fitness
versus okay, I'm sorry, survival in childhood that turns into adulthood.
What you mean?
For example,
I know where she going with this because
I'm sorry, I was biting my nail. Like children or whoever. Well, no, I'm talking about children. Children who are raised on survival and they're not. That's what I meant to say. I didn't hear it too much. It's children who's raised on survival and not raised on love. Like the parents that don't say, "Oh, I love you too," or the parents that don't offer that emotional support, or the parents that don't do nothing but make sure you got a roof over your head, you fed, ain't you? Well, okay, that mean I love you. Not necessarily, because you never told me that. So I don't know. I don't even know what that sounds like coming out your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Can I speak?
Please.
Okay, because that's my subject. That is absolutely my subject. What I mean by that is like, I felt like, I mean, I had a lot of emotional support growing up, but I feel like, did I have a roof over my head? Yes. Did I lack for anything? Not really. I didn't really lack for a lot. And you have to kind of like change your mindset, because you got to realize your parents are not God. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents are not freaking God, and they don't know everything, and they learning. A lot of people have young parents, and they learning as they go.
Right.
So another important factor here is you gotta learn these people love language. Your parent love language may be like gifts, acts of service. You get what I'm saying? They may not be like I love you, like hugs and touchy feelings type of things. So those are important. And the thing is that once you become grown, you can be a victim. Or once you become grown, once you become grown, you can say, I'm going to let, the way I was raised, that's just how it is. Like, there's no change. But if you have no change, you stand still. And basically, you have to take accountability. Like we was talking about earlier, take accountability and, move forward. Like, okay, I need to heal from this. Maybe I didn't know how to love. Because I still struggle with showing. I was telling you this earlier. I still struggle with showing emotions. Like, I don't know how emotion feels. Like, sometimes I know what happy feel like. I know what sad feel like. Do I know what lonely feel like? I don't know. I would consider that sad, depressed. Do I know, like, any other emotions? Hell no. Do I know? I may know what fear is, but then I still categorize that as sad. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't know the radar because I never had nobody taught me that's fear. I had somebody tell me, well, you don't think like that. That's negative. Don't think like that.
You leave my auntie alone.
Don't think like that. That's not negative. I ain't calling nobody out. I'm just saying. I just had somebody just said that's negative. No, I ain't gonna have that conversation. That's negative. So then, therefore, I'm like, well, shoot, is that sad? Am I being negative? Am I over here manifesting this, or you didn't already put that in your life? You already spoken into your life. And I'm like, I didn't. I'm just trying to process my mind, process my feelings. And I think that I've been in that situation the most because I can't speak for nobody else and nobody else's experience, but I've been in that way. And I had to say enough is enough. I want to heal from that because that's not normal. That's not something that I want to go through for the rest of my life. But you do that when you're grown, and you have to start some type of healing process. And sometimes people be in those situations and it don't affect them at all. Their mother and father could be so emotionless, and they could be the most emotional person possible.
Or to invert Alexis' question, you could also have survival skills and be still rooted in nothing but love. For example, you grew up fucked up, right? Like, whoever, you can grow up fucked up.
I was about to say, are you trying to say I grew up?
No, I'm saying, I'm saying, let me pop my shit for a second. All right.
Pop it.
You grew up, I don't know, just random example. 3 boys, single mother. All they know is, like, the streets. And their mama loved the shit out them. But she also taught them how to be on some G shit, because she ain't going to be around that, because she working, she be moving and going with her move, whatever she got going. Mm-hmm. So, but she loved the shit out them, but they gotta go outside every day.
Mm-hmm. What they going outside for?
To exist.
I feel like
so they know survival, but they know extreme love. But then you get what I'm saying? Like, you learning one element outside versus what you learning inside. But on the inside, you still saying, I love the shit out y'all, but y'all still gotta go deal with the outside.
I don't know.
But love,
I really think it's even more. Love is like, in the English language, it's so, I can say, I love these shoes, or I love chocolate cake. I love you. Is that the same type of love? No, it's not the same type of love. I feel like love is used so loosely. Like, I love the shit out of you guys.
But a mother-child connection, like, you genuinely know, because some people grow up with parents that don't give 2 fucks about them. Let's be honest.
And I feel like that's where the survival come in at.
Yeah.
But at that point, when you let that survival, when you take accountability and let that survival
that's what I'm trying to get to.
Because sometimes you don't even realize that that's what you do.
Okay, so therefore you need to realize that something ain't right, because that's a lie.
At some point in life, you gotta learn to take accountability.
Yeah, but like, that's a lie, because let me tell you something. When you have lived in a life full of trauma like that, where you're always in survival mode, it's gonna show. You may be like, damn, I always treat chicks like this, or I always treat dudes like this. It's something that's gonna show. And so therefore, when you start digging down, you may say, hey, okay, that's where that came from. But you cannot live in a survivor mode and not have those negative trauma come out in other aspects of your life. Just straight up.
But that's the easiest way. Because you can repeat yourself in the trauma.
Yeah.
And then you keep on going. It's going to cycle through all the time.
It's up to you to figure out.
And
like,
then
you can't.
think that it's normal. You think that it's just your
You
how
can't
you
just
live
keep
your life.
happening.
But shit, you gonna meet some one person that's not where it's not normal. I mean, come on now.
And then you're gonna think that, oh, you trying to change me.
Yes,
This is who I am.
But that's you.
But you have a character
flaw.
Okay, so
Ever
if,
tell
are
me
you
this
guys
is what you are?
so are you guys sitting
What?
up here allowing these people to tell you that that's who they are and you still deal with them, or you
But-
sitting up here saying my boundaries are saying, hey, I can.
What was your original question though?
Whoever.
You feel
Who
me?
are you?
And this is why I think it's not productive for somebody like that's just me or that's who I
That
am.
is
Because
such
it's like, man,
bullshit.
that's a cop out, son. That means that you become stagnant and you don't want to ever evolve again in life. And I don't really need to talk to you ever again. I'm
I don't like
straight.
nobody
Nice to meet
saying
you.
that this who I don't like that. This is who I am. I'm not changing. This is who I. Well, I can't change. This is who I am.
Yeah, that's
What?
Like, what you mean? Cause like,
What you mean that this is who you are, like, and you can't change? Like, you mean that, so you might as well die because ain't nothing gonna change
yeah,
in your
you
life.
yeah.
You really, I feel like those people do call it on themselves. Like, you said, telling God, I ain't gonna change. They ain't
That's
nothing
just
else gonna change. And so, therefore, God's probably looking at you like, oh, well, he ain't gonna learn. Or
I'm
he or
sending
she.
you all these different people to
Yeah.
force you to change, and you literally saying,
Or
That's
I
who
have
I
a
am.
bag for you right here. Like tomorrow, I have a bag, a big, huge, stupid bag for you. But since you don't really, you don't want
wanna
to change who
change.
you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna get it.
now
Don't
you're
worry
missing
about
out. I do feel like you can miss out on blessings too.
Yeah.
Like, just by
Duh.
doing stupid stuff.
Duh.
I feel like they spin the block, they come around again, but you gotta be prepared for
I don't
it.
feel like some things don't come back. So because let me tell you something. You say this, God forbid, Lord, don't let it happen. But say something like you got diagnosed with something, and you had this one opportunity to meet this one person that could cure you. That like just that once in a lifetime type of thing. And like God is you would think it's by chance, but God set it up and He ordained it. Like, okay, hey, you gotta meet Alexis at this time. Tell her about your plan. Tell her about your vision. And Alexis meets you that one time, but like, oh no, I'm just gonna give it over to God, and I can't do that. No. And God was like, well, you gave it over to me. Now I sent this person here for
Right.
you,
I
and so you denying me. You know what I'm saying? Or you denying this situation, and you like. God ain't sent that person again. That was that once. He set up that once in a lifetime. This person, like you may meet somebody who may be able to do something similar, but they ain't gonna be able to do it like that original person, and you messed up your opportunity.
Or-
I feel like some opportunities you never get back, and you better take advantage of it then. Cause and you can't say I'm not ready because God knows you're ready.
Ooh, stay right there. Okay, so let's bring it back to what we was talking about earlier, because all this shit tied together, right? All right. So you look at what's being selfish versus like what's being like self-preservation, right? So say with her same example, you got to meet XYZ person, and they may or may not be able to change your life. You know what I'm saying? But for the sake of example, like this meeting is going to change your life forever. However, you'd be like, well, I don't know, because I was supposed to do such and such for this person at 2:30, and even though my meeting is at 3, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for such and such person at 2:30 because I'm just being a nice person. That's who I am, and blah blah blah. Is it wrong for you to put yourself first and not do the preliminary thing that could make you eventually late to this meeting that could change your life?
I got two things.
Did I go too deep with y'all? Did y'all?
I got two things to say. The first thing is that I want people to break themselves from the shackles of doing stuff for people and saying, oh, you don't owe me anything for this, or oh, it's good, that's just, whatever. And like in reality, you really wanted some acknowledgement or recognition for what you just did.
Right.
And so now it's eating you up if that person doesn't say, oh, you just so nice. You just, you know what I'm saying? Because you really was looking for that person to pat you on your back and say thank you for being a good person. And I feel like that messes us up. And I also feel like Black people especially, they say, oh, well, if I miss it, it must just wasn't for me. How do you know that?
Oh, that's my next question.
How do you know that?
Do you guys feel like, okay, I was talking to Baron about this, like, Black people feels like I mean, it's okay to just live in trauma. They think, oh my gosh, we so used to just putting up with this. This would be like, Jay, your bathroom don't work, right? You got a mate, you in an apartment, you got a mate, this guy, he can come fix this bathroom. But then you be like, well, the Lord must not want me to have no good bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Who told you that? Who told you that?
You be like, what?
You be like, the Lord said I can't have no good bathroom. Like, I sure I had to go to this bathroom situation. And you be like, I be like, oh,
maybe trying to send a plumber to come to you.
Right, for a reason.
I just been praying for somebody to just come and fix it.
And all you gotta do is pick up the phone.
Be your person.
I think black people have lost self-reliance, man. It be like, because you can get too caught up in too much of anything will kill you. You feel me? Or too much of anything is bad for you. So it's like, if you too caught up into whatever you caught up in, I'm gonna say religion for this example, to where you can't see like the logical answer. Like, all right, I have a plumber, but I'm just sitting there praying every day.
Ain't gotta pay nothing.
So I'm gonna just my pipes is just gonna work automatically. It's just like, man, what are you talking about? So like,
I hate when people do that. I really hate when people be like, oh, this just gonna like don't get me wrong. God does work miracles and things do happen.
Was the miracle not? You had to pick up the phone. That's a miracle. It's
That's like that story where it was like the dude was drowning in the water. And he was like, oh, God gonna send somebody to help. God gonna help me. God gonna help me in this situation. And he sent boat. And he was like, oh no, don't worry about it. God gonna help me. And another boat come. And he said, oh no, God gonna help me. And then he died. And he gets to heaven and say, well, God, why didn't you help me? He said, I sent you 2 big boats, you dummy. You never heard this story?
what are you doing?
Girl.
Because people be trying, but that goes back to the original question. We're gonna just drop it in like every 5 minutes because it keeps tying all back together. Who are you? So it's like, man, alright, you can say you a believer and this, that, and the third, and you overly religious and blah, 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 blah. But are you so blinded by religion that you can't use common sense? Are you so blinded by your relationship you can't use common sense, or your job, or whatever the case may be, your business?
God has never called us to be fools.
9 times out of 10 people are.
People really do use religion as cop-outs for excuses and reasons to be ain't shit. And your religion should not make you ain't shit. Like, your religion should make you a better person.
I don't really think people should be religious.
Yeah, God has never saved us to a religion. He saved us to
be spiritual and not religious. And so when you get caught up in these man-made religions, that's when all this crazy stuff happens. That's when, like, okay, do y'all have a story where you know somebody that did that? And do you want to share?
They did what?
Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna pray about it.
I want to, but like, I don't want him to watch. Okay, let me try to put it in a different
Don't
way.
tell the people names.
I'm not. Okay. Man, how do you do that without saying their name? Cause I don't know. Basically, so this guy was trying to get something and just did not put in the work for it, and just began. Before I say all this, I just really feel like it goes back to this lack of knowledge. Like, because a lot of people, they will sit there and say, oh, I'm just praying for this to happen, God's gonna answer my prayers. But like, God also told us to do things in order to get to where we're trying to go. Like, faith without work is dead. So if you're not doing the work, if you're not doing the work to go and get you a new car, get you a new house, or do what you're trying to do, why do you just think that it's gonna happen? Why do you think the Lord is gonna bless you with something that you're not ready for?
Okay, so there's no work on that aspect. Do you, like, what did this person just say? Did like situations come up with this person and God kind of provided the way, and this person still was like, oh no, I gotta still pray about it.
Yeah. Or, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I can't talk.
Okay, dude, that's the only way you know.
It's the only one that's on my mind right now. Cause what is wrong with him? Like, why are you doing it?
Bear, what about you? You know anything like that? Or you have any examples of, like, you know, like basically somebody like just kept saying I'm gonna pray about it, but they would like things happen, but they didn't want to actually make any like efforts on it. They just kept talking about they gonna wait on Jesus, wait on
I don't
God.
want to timestamp our conversation here, but I'll just say our current presidential administration. Bars, you're welcome. You can go to the next person.
So you don't even think have an example of it.
Example of what?
If somebody basically was like, I'm gonna pray about it, but they don't want to make no moves. They just kept saying, I'm gonna wait on Jesus. I'm gonna pray about it. Do you know anybody like that?
Man, Jesus never said none of that stuff.
Jesus, what are you talking about?
I want to say, you don't have to do work unless you can just be moving around. As long as you're active doing something, it will come about. Sometimes it's just the way life is.
But do you know anybody be like, I'm just gonna pray about it?
If they do that, I think leave them alone.
Oh, you talking about, his boundaries is, they start talking that crazy talk. I was gonna let you do you.
I need to stay away from you in my mind.
I know people who like that with businesses. Like, they be like, oh my God, well, God must didn't say that. Or God must not be God's plan. Because I don't know how to, if God wanted me to do it, and he would just help me. You know what I'm saying? But did you research it?
My question is, like, how do you expect him to do it? Do you want him to come down in a big white robe and just say, here's your help, my child. Like, here is what I was going to give you. Here's this thing that you were quote unquote praying for because you really didn't pray. You really just worried about it. So here's this thing that I was going to give you. Like, is that what you wanted God to do? Like, what do black people expect when they do stuff? Like, did they want Jesus to come in a plumber suit and like change your pipes or whatever it is you wanted? Like, what were you expecting? Like, be realistic. And I feel like religion really takes the reality out of stuff, and that's why religion really don't work, because it's like
somebody else can come help you.
God can send people to help you. Like, if I know, oh, my cousin fixes computers, I can give this to my cousin and he will fix it. But I'm going to just pray about it. My dad is just going to come back on my computer magically. No, it's not. I don't mean it can't. It could, but no, it's not.
I have an example where I have given people tools and be like, hey, you got this illness, this ailment, and this is happening. Hey, you should, instead of taking all those pills, why don't you take something natural that God made where you can actually heal yourself? Right. And then they be like, I can't be taking all that stuff. I don't know. I'm like, but God made that because the herbs are meant to be used as medicine. Yes.
Herb is our healer.
But you know what? I think that goes to, you can't help nobody that ain't ready to be helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
And that's that victimhood.
But what they be like? Okay.
Black people love being sick.
Black people love we like being the downtrodden.
They love being sick. Posting your wristband while you're at the hospital. Why are you doing that?
We in love with the struggle.
Oh my God. Okay, I got
right. Why would we think black being is we synonymate? It's synonymate word. I just made it up.
You probably made it up. I don't know.
You're welcome. So we synonymate being black with being like struggling. It's a pole.
So
why do black people like to struggle so hard?
I don't mean like to struggle. I'm royalty, dog. I'm a king. I'm a god.
We all are.
Like, what are you talking about? I don't gotta struggle. Like, why do I have to feel like I need to struggle?
Okay, I got a funny story.
It's horrible.
So remember, one time I went to this vending event because I sell my waist beads. Check me out. Crowningourqueens.com.
I'm not gonna give the business name.
I was about to crowningourqueens.com. Anyway, long story short, I was doing this vending event trying to sell my waist beads. And I was at a car show, so I met the guy. He was like, I was with Baron, and but he didn't know Baron, my cousin, my boyfriend, nothing. But he was like, so gun ho, like, what's your information? You got Instagram, you got Facebook. The dude was like trying to talk to me. He was like, oh, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So Baron's like, oh, if he from this city here, I know we can find him. I know somebody who know him. And so he gets on his Facebook. And this is a total different Facebook page he found me on. And the dude was talking about, he was just like,
crazy. So I know I'm not this crazy. He was
This man
showing.
say I'm crazy, did he?
And he was talking about, I know I'm not this crazy. When they took me to this floor. And then his wristband. And I'm like, why are you even doing this? On the wristband, like you said, like show the wristband, like, oh, I'm gonna go to the 5th floor.
Hey man, I blame Good Times because we never should have seen Florida and James. Because them people struggle so hard, and we put that in our DNA. We was like, damn, if Florida them can struggle like that, why we can't go do it?
I'm not trying to be in no kind of show. Get me out of here.
Them folks are struggling. Scratching and surviving. Look at that.
No good.
But that's my whole point. Like, that dude was just doing the most, and that's clearly when I got the screenshot from some random person. I clearly was like, I'm not responding.
This is the thing. Like, we really could go to our whole lives without knowing that. Like, why do you feel like it's okay to tell somebody that you being admitted into the crazy house? He's telling people that. Like, I wouldn't tell nobody that. Why you? I know I'm not this crazy. I wouldn't tell nobody that.
Why is that so cool for you to say? Like, why are you so comfortable with it? You want to start with that?
That's who he is, man.
But you
Right.
know,
Who are you?
that goes
Yeah.
to what I was going to say earlier that I forgot that I was
He
going to
was
say.
happy.
No, he was happy with that attention, but I just feel like with social media really put everything in a comparison trap. Like, you really gonna be constantly comparing yourself to somebody else's highlight reel, because that's what social media is.
Yeah,
and so if you know in your mind that, okay, I'm not gonna post certain things on social media because it's supposed to highlight the best of me, that is like a major red flag that you posting that you finna go to the 5th floor on your highlight reel. Like, how is that a highlight of your life?
Oh man, you just took it to a whole nother level.
Like, that's not a highlight of your life, and that's really how social media is. Social
I think
media
he
is
was
not
crying
about.
out for help. He
You
was like,
getting all the help you want, my boy. You they gonna help you out. They gonna give you
He
more
getting
than
help
I did.
apparently. If he got the hospital bracelet on, he in room 515 on the 5th floor with the crazy
give him the
people.
phone though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Which one of these people say, yeah, go ahead, post it?
And people just be wanting attention.
I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. I'm a big asshole. I admit that. Who the fuck gonna put that shit in their gram and try to get the lights?
God pray for me. I'm being admitted to the crazy house.
He just said, oh, I was praying. He said, I know that. And he said, again. He said, again. I said, again.
He was proud of it. He was proud of it.
Were you going to the 5th? What is one thing? Let's close it out with one thing.
Ask the same question you asked at the beginning.
Oh no. Okay, so it's 2 more questions.
Okay.
What is one thing that you feel like you healed from?
I feel like I healed from my ideal of what selfishness is.
Today?
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's hard. No cap, that's hard as I don't know what.
What about you, Barry?
I feel like that I've healed from. What are we looking at? I feel like I've healed from. I don't know. Go to the next person.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Jay.
I feel like I healed from the lies. I try to just tell the truth now, so it's just easier.
Right.
Oh, I stopped lying to myself. And
Jay told me that the other day and it made a lot of sense. Just tell the truth, cuz.
That's actually deep right there too.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. That was
I think I healed from trying to be something that I'm not. Trying to like be everything for everybody else and not be nothing for myself.
Bars. Y'all inspire me. I think I've healed from just like, yeah, I need to embrace who I am. I can acknowledge it, but let's actually act upon that.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
did.
hardest part.
Let's
Acting on your
actually-
own actions, because you got faith in yourself.
Let's embody that. Yeah, and that is the hardest part, bro. Like,
That's deep. This is deep. This was so deep. Okay, Alexa said, say what we, who we are as the last point. Let's go, Alexis.
Hi, my name is Alexis Tucker, and I am a girlfriend. I am a daughter. I am loved. I am cared for. I am a hard worker. I am an entrepreneur. The best way I can sum it up. I am successful, and I am okay. I'm okay.
Banger, go.
Hello.
Can we see you in the video?
We can't like even see you, like you on the other side.
Look at my flash shirt. Hello. I'm Baron. And I'm a king developing my kingdom.
Jay, hit it.
Hey, I'm Jay. And I'm an explorer. I'm just looking for stuff. I don't know what I'm looking for, but just life. Sometimes you don't know what you're looking for.
That's actually deep. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Latoya, and I am a healer, a lover, a friend. I am a person with a good heart. I am an entrepreneur. I am love, happy, but I'm also me. And everything that embodies me, I am that person.
So thank you guys so much for coming to Healing with Friends Cousins edition. You guys be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and share, and look us all up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DJ Lex, and follow crowningourqueens.com. Go to crowningourqueens.com to get your waist beads. If your computer broken, you need that fixed, you make sure you holler at Cousin Jay Enterprises. They fix computers and they do all kind of different stuff on your computer. And if you need anything, or if you have something to say, or if you want to host your own podcast, you make sure you go look up the South Got Something to Say on Instagram, and you just hit us up. Hit us up. Bye.
Bye.